All right, this is a good one. Eye advice for someone who works at computers most of the day.
It's such an important question, Lila, that today we are seeing young people vision deteriorates much faster than, say, a few decades ago. And the principle is attributed to the significant use of cell phones in the last 20 years compared to before that. And then we say, Dr. Wang, if I use cell phone, would that prematurely damage my eyes faster? Yes. The reason is...
For how long?
Which I will talk about what's the good habit, right? First of all, why significant use of close fixation will damage? For example, if you hold up a bucket of water for a few seconds, it's okay. But if you hold it for 10 minutes, your arm's getting sore. So that's what happened. When you look at cell phone, you're focused on the focal distance without much blinking. And just like holding the muscle for holding a bucket of water for 10 minutes, you'll get sore. And then people say, so what's the big deal? If my eye muscle gets sore in a fixed focal distance, so what's the big deal? It's a big deal because if you drive 5,000 miles a year, you may be able to drive for 20 years. But if you buy a car and drive 200,000 miles a year, the car will be gone in 1 year. So every human organ has a limited number of usage. So if you used up the usage quicker, it actually could deteriorate earlier. That's our human being. For example, everybody's heart only can beat about 36,000 days a year because if it's 100 years, 365 days in a year, that's how many times the heart can beat. That's it. After that, the heart will stop. It's every human organ has a limited number of usage. So if you use it up quickly, your eye would deteriorate faster. So then you say, Dr. Wang, do I need to stop my cell phone use? No, that's not possible because literally all of us depend on cell phones that some people, I'd rather die not use my cell phone. So what to do? It's called 20-20-20 rule. All young people need to know. 20 minutes of near work such as cell phone or computer. You need to take a break. Close your eyes a little bit. Rest for 20 seconds.
Okay, I was going to say 20 minutes work and then rest for 20 minutes. I would never get anything done, but right. That's doable.
Yeah,
okay.
20 seconds. And when you open your eyes, look at an object 20 feet away.
Okay.
Because what it does is allow the muscle
interesting.
to relax a little bit. So just like your arm, you relax a while, you can hold things again.
That feels
right?
good to look away.
Yeah. I saw a comedian had a joke, said that I do this the intermittent sports. You run for 5 minutes and rest for 1 minute. He said, I run for 5 minutes and rest for 3 years. So he wants to be lazy. But point is, for vision, is 20-20-20 rule.
Excellent.
So basically recognizing you cannot have a sustained.
Yes.
And finally, there are lots of bad cell phone use habits. One is looking at cell phone in the driving car. Number one, you obviously cannot drive and texting, but even as a passenger, what happens is the car keep on shaking. You keep on looking at this. So your eye muscle keep on shaking. So you increase usage of eye muscle. So don't look at cell phone in the running car. And second, don't look at cell phone in a dark environment. When you're sleeping, Lila, and somebody call you, if you want to look at cell phone, it's fine.
I'm guilty.
But turn on the light. Because if in the darkness,
that's a tough one. I need to not do that.
In the darkness, you know what happened to people? It's huge because we have to have lots of light to come in to see things. It's such a big, huge purple. You have this light. Also, too much light gets into your eyes. It can damage the retina. So turn on the light. And finally, don't read things or cell phone while you're sleeping. Why? Because sleeping, the blood drain from the brain because you're supposed to have hypoxia or lack of oxygen in the brain in order to sleep. But in order to read things, blood has to go back to spring to think. So it's really not healthy. So if you're going to read on the bed, it's okay. Sit up.
Turn the light on.
Turn the light on.
So no night light.
Night light, meaning a little light?
Yeah.
Yeah, and some reasonable illumination, but don't be too dark.
But not just from the screen.
Yeah, no, not just from the screen.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the key. Because you have your pupil so large in the darkness, you just expose your retina inside your eye to this tremendous. Actually, in fact, you have the sensation if you turn on the cell phone in the darkness, it's very irritating.
Wow.
That's your body. Say, Lila, turn on the light. So you can shrink the pupil a little bit to protect your eye. So we need to develop good habit. 20-20-20 rule.
Thank you, doctor. That's very good advice. You heard that, guys? Dr. Wang, thank you. This was so fun. Hey friends, if you enjoyed this and want to hear the rest of this bonus episode, join us over at rosereport.supercast.com. There you can join our growing community of subscribers for the show and help support our mission to bring the good, the true, the beautiful into the media space.